can get the information or the game, but it's specifically for my people. So this is what you should be looking at, family. First, when our kids are young, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, this is the time where we should begin talking about real life shit. Now, I know they're young, they're a little flighty, their attention span ain't worth shit. I get all that. But still, when it comes to thinking about a career, thinking about a business, raising their intellect by having them read different things, this is where we should start the process, you see? Because if you wait till your kid is 13, 14, 15, 16 to begin talking about college, to begin talking about the real world and life after high school, I don't know what their mentality would be. I'm sure you can still do it that way, but as black folks, we need to get into the habit of preparing our kids the right way. These are things that I've been able to do right to a degree, but I've been able to fail miserably at as well. So I know firsthand the importance of preparing your children at an early age, right? So this is what you should ask yourself. If you get to so of course you should prepare them before they become teenagers, just for life and for life as a black man, for the possibility of different type of careers. What are they passionate about? What do they enjoy doing? These are all things you should explore, right? But let's say they get to the point where they're 16, 17, 18 years old. This is what you should be asking yourself, family, when it comes to, am I just going to fork out the money for a 4-year college or not, right? Is your teenager a self-starter? Like, we need to be completely honest about the type of young person we're raising. We are around these kids a lot. We go through a lot of different situations with them. We see them in a lot of different scenarios. So we need to be honest about who they are. So you need to ask yourself, is he a self-starter? How does he perform in school right now? Like throughout the 4 years, how much did he take to the testing, to the learning part of it? How encouraged was he? How motivated was he, right? On a scale from 1 to 10, how do you rate his level of responsibility? Excuse me. These are all questions you should be asking yourself about your son. And if the answers are unfavorable to any degree, excuse me, other options should be considered. You feel me? So again, college can be as expensive as like $30-something thousand a year, depending on the college that you select. So if you have a son who struggled for whatever reason, it could be your fault, it can be him not being engaged, whatever the reason is, if he struggled all throughout high school and he's in a situation where he's barely going to graduate or something like that, maybe thinking about sending him to a 4-year university, maybe that goal may be a little bit too lofty. Maybe you guys should consider something else. And that's not to say he's a failure or that is accepting failure, but everybody ain't the same. Everybody isn't the same. College isn't for everybody. That's something that we really have to drill home. But again, graduating from college and not doing shit with your life shouldn't be acceptable either. But a 4-year university just ain't for everybody. So that's the first thing you do is consider the type of young man you have. Now, let's say your young man is excelling, 3-point-something grade average, possibly may get a few scholarships academically, likes school a lot, you feel me? A good head on his shoulders, and enjoys the work, doesn't test poorly, right? So what if that's your kid's situation? Then that's cool, and maybe college is right up his alley or her alley. But here's the thing. Then you have to look at the realistic career choice. Like, what will your child be majoring in, right? Because we understand that a college degree doesn't guarantee the type of employment that you may need to survive out here in society. So if he gets a goddamn degree in fine arts or a degree in business administration, I mean, some of these degrees may not warrant the actual money that you would need to even pay the damn loan back. So that's a conversation in itself. Like, that's why I said we should start earlier, so we can begin formulating interests. We can begin formulating what they may be passionate about. You feel me? Because again, that makes no sense at all to put yourself in a financial strenuous position where Your kid is going to school. They 2 years in college. You paying for it. Everybody breaking their back to pay for it. And they switching majors, not know what they want to do, taking semesters off, all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? So if you get into a situation where your kid is great in school, great with everything, but doesn't know what they want to do, and when we talk about them being a doctor or a lawyer or maybe an accountant or, any profession that we know for sure a college degree is necessary and it will be beneficial by having that degree, if they're not going clear cut into a field like that, then even maybe this kid that's bright, you may need to consider a different route. You may need to look deep into what they're passionate about and chase that. You feel me? So that's the second thing. Now, also, I would say, like I was alluding to a little bit earlier, when it comes to career choice, when it comes to just really finding your passion in life, finding what you want to be, what you want to do, I'm a strong proponent of knowledge, right? So I think, specifically my black parents and my black children, I think it's really pertinent that we teach our children about history. I think it's really important that we start really young trying to drill home the necessity for knowledge itself. And this can be by allowing them to read things about history. This can be you teaching them about history, you teaching them about our situation in this country and how we've came to be, the different things we've had to deal with in the name of white supremacy, in the name of disadvantage, in the name of racism. You feel me? So in my opinion, if you equip a young person with the proper knowledge, you're not going to teach your kid to hate anybody because that would be counterproductive, but we are going to teach them to love ourselves. And I think through history and the understanding of how things has transpired, that's a really great way to teach your kid to love themselves. So I think if we put them on that path, the career they choose will be second nature. Like the career they choose won't matter because they'll be operating on such a high frequency that they're going to be successful anyways. They're going to be happy anyways, right? Because I don't want to be off-putting when I say success, because success is relative, right? Success is kind of what you think it is. It isn't based on anyone else's perception of what you should or shouldn't be. It should really be based on who you are and what goals you set for yourself. So that's all we want for our kids, for them to be successful in their own eyes and be happy and not working a fucking job that they hate. You know what I'm saying? I've come to realize that in life, like getting up every day, going somewhere where you don't like, I don't know if there's anything worse, family. Fuck the money. Like the stress that comes with it, the how heavy it weigh on your psyche, how heavy it weigh on your soul. Fuck that. We all should be doing something we love, at least in our leisure time. You feel me? Finding something that we love to do. So that's a big thing, man. We gotta teach them knowledge of self. We gotta teach them about who they are. We gotta embed these different things in them. So when it comes time to choose a career path or a business idea or anything, they'd be sharp. You feel me? Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on when it comes to should we not or should we send our kids to four-year universities or college at all, right? I think also, because like I just spoke about, you have a kid that's successful, who's really good at school, but doesn't know what he want to do. On the other hand, you have a kid that may not be that good in school. Maybe he still wants to go to college. He still has aspirations of doing something after high school, but maybe his test scores aren't that good. Maybe he just don't like taking tests, because at the end of the day, school to a degree is a memory game. If you have a good memory, you'll get A's. It's kind of just how it works. What if that's their situation, right? Then maybe we need to look at alternatives, and a really good alternative, because I just mentioned earlier my boy Khalid White, who is a junior college professor. When I had the opportunity of having him on my platform, I interviewed him for the podcast maybe 2.5, 3 months ago. He made a great point. He mentioned how, because I'm in California, he mentioned how the junior colleges in California are so they've elevated their game. They put themselves in a position where they really do a good job of preparing children who want to go to 4-year colleges. So a 2-year college or a junior college can be a great option, because not only will you save money, meaning you'll only just have to pay for 2 years of a 4-year university, but you can also